Hello dear learners, welcome to Mules. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I believe you are going good in the preparation of your IELTS examination. Today I am going to have discussion with you of a flow chart and that we can also call a process chart. So I am Amrita Shan, and guiding and grooming IELTS aspirants and helping them achieve their target score is a passion with me. Let's get started for today. Dear learners, in academic writing test, the examiners check your writing ability. Some sort of information is given to you in the form of a graph, table, chart, map, or a diagram. So, how precisely, accurately, impressively, grammatically you describe that information, you interpret that information, the bands are given to you on the basis of the same. And if I talk about the flow chart, if I talk about the flow chart or the process chart, this is basically a diagrammatical representation and where some process or some workforce is revealed step by step. It is the information of that step by step work is given in the form of different type of boxes, and boxes are generally organized well and they are connected with the help of arrows. So you have to concentrate, you have to focus on the information given in the boxes, and you have to see how the arrows are directing us, and then you have to write on that process or and another thing is that the process or flow chart can be of two types. The first, it can be some natural process. For example, if there is a diagram or there is a diagram and that is talking about the life cycle of some insect, then it would be telling that when the insect uh, take birth, how much time it takes for that, and then how comes the next stage, and finally, after passing what span of time, the insect finally dies. It is a natural process. And if you are talking about if some flow chart is given to you in which you have to open your account, then again, there would be step by step. You will go to bank, you will meet the concerned officer over there, take the form, fill the form. So how you start your job and how the work finally accomplishes, that goes with the process, complete process, and there remains complete procedure. Let's see that what I am having for you today. Yeah, this type of information. The information is given to you in the form of such boxes, and see here arrows are directing us. So this is the chart that we are flow chart that we are going to discuss today, and here we are talking about the production of chocolates. We will focus on the graph soon. Before we start our step by step description, it is important that we should uh, take care of a few important points. The first point that I want to give to you is that read the question very carefully and understand the graphical picture. Reading question and understanding the picture is very important. You need to spend little time on it. Pay attention from where does the process start and where it ends. It is generally marked by arrows or directing lines. And then we are seeing that from where some work is starting and how it is going and how finally it is reaching to the final stage. And arrows or the directing lines would be there. We have to focus on it. Then comes the time. Yes, sometimes it happens that some stage may be linked with some other stage. For example, In the first stage, there was 1 point. In the second, the directions we got two directions, and after that, in the fourth or third stage, the two direction again meeting in 1 point. So if there is diverges, we have to focus on it because we will describe it very carefully when we would be interpreting our graph. Fourth point is paraphrasing. Yes, paraphrasing of question is important, and you can beautifully do the job with the help of synonyms. Start writing. After that, you can start writing the report, and means you have to pick the main features. You can make a report of the complete flow, and keep in mind that you should not write less than 150 words, and you should try to complete it within 170. But if you are exceeding little bit, it is fine. But the word limit should not be less than 150. Must make use of appropriate sequencers like the first stage, the second stage, the third stage, finally, before the final stage. Some sequences I have given, like the first stage starts, second, the phases of paramount importance. Next comes the stage. Subsequently, concurrently. Concurrently is a good word, is an important word when the some stage has been diverged in two parts or three parts at the same time. Three things are going at the same time, or two times, two things are going simultaneously. Then you can use the word concurrently, and even you can use the word simultaneously. After passing through, the most important step is before reaching the final stage, eventually, finally. These are the few sequences, but firstly, secondly, thirdly, in the last stage, these are the common words that you can also use. You can have your own vocab for that, that would be your creativity. So our next point is be careful about the use of tenses. Generally, the process and the flowcharts go in a present form, and but even then depends on a question. Reading question carefully is very important. Make use of passive and complex sentences to show variety of sentence structure. As you know that examiner gives us point on the basis of lexical structure. So when you are writing flowchart, you should go with the passive sentences. Also make use of some complex sentences. Passive sentences will generally go in the present passive. And this is, I think, is one another important thing you need to keep in mind. Write overall analysis in the end instead of writing overview in the beginning. Many times I have seen students writing overview. After giving introduction, they go with overview, and then they describe the complete process, and the things are done. It is fine. There is nothing hard and fast, but uh, I would advise you that instead of writing overview in the beginning, must go for overall analysis. And how overall analysis can make your writing more effective and impressive, we will talk in the end when we will reach up to this stage. And because we are going to describe, we are going to work on the complete graph, and I would tell you that how overall analysis can help you making your write-up more effective. But it is up to you. If you are comfortable in giving overall view, you can go for it. And our last point is that yes, analysis should be very concise, thus and telling. We have not to give a big story in the end, and it should be to the point. It should be very effective. So that is why I am saying that it should be very concise, terse and telling. So first of all, as we know that Our first point was that we have to read the question very carefully. So let's read the question. The flow chart shows the detailed process of manufacturing of chocolates, including the role of different machines. Write a report for the university or college lecturer describing the information. This is just given. You have not to talk about college and university lecturers, etc. Sometimes students also get confused because of this sentence. You have to write simply a report. Our main question is the flow chart shows the detailed process of manufacturing of chocolates and including the role of different machines. So this is the flow chart. I would say that you should stop the video, pause the video here for some time and understand how the process is starting, how the arrows are taking us to the last stage. You can pause it here for yourself, but I will continue. Our second important point was paraphrase the question statement. Paraphrase means you are writing the same question, uh, you are just giving introduction and introduction you are writing the same question, but you are using your own words. You are picking some important synonyms to describe what you are going to write, and we know what paraphrasing is. So, dear learner, would you please tell me that what are the main things that we can change here? The flow chart, I think that this is the word we can go for the synonym. We can go for the synonym of shows. We can talk about detailed process. We can even change the word manufacturing, and the chocolates will remain chocolates. And we can also mention the role of different machines. So there are so many words that if we focus on, and very easily by changing these words we can paraphrase the question statement and we can give a wonderful start. If you want to have your own attempt, again pause the video here and then check that how I have paraphrased the introduction. For the flowchart, I have used the word the prototypic typical grid. Grid means a sort of chart, and then I have talked about the detail. These are comprehensive, and show word for show word I have taken the word demonstrate, and then it is procedure, and we are talking about so let's read the introduction that I have written, that the prototypical grid comprehensively demonstrate the procedure of making chocolates with the help of a few important components, ingredients, and different machines. Because we know if you will look at the graph carefully, many ingredients have been used and many machines have been used. So we have made the thing very clear here that the process will be completed with the help of some components, ingredients, and different machines. Prototypical grid means the exemplary chart that is given here. So the prototypical grade comprehensively demonstrates the procedure of making chocolates, and it is done with the help of few important components, ingredients, and different machines. So the first step is done, and now we are going to our second. Now we have to start our description. We are writing a complete report how the process is being completed. So, dear learners, if you look at the first block, if you look at the first box, cocoa beans, cleaning, roasting, They are talking about the cocoa beans are cleaned and roasted. Roasted nibs are grinded and refined. So I am taking these 2 points in my first description. So the process of chocolate manufacturing begins with, and the highlighted words are the sequencers that we need most importantly. So the process of chocolate manufacturing begins with the cleaning of cocoa beans and soon after they are roasted. Consequently, the roasted nibs go for grinding and refining. I hope you could understand it. Then we are going to a stage where it is diverging in two actions. That is, as these roasted nibs need to be weighed and put into melting kettle. And then we are also taking sugar granulates and the same process is being done with it because we need to put it in crushing machine to crush it. So let's see that how I have written this stage. Then comes the third stage where refined nibs are weighed and put into the melting kettle. Concurrently, you can also say simultaneously, means at the same time. Concurrently, the granulated sugar is also weighed and crushing machine is used to crush it. We have to show variety of sentences, so must see that how the sentences are being framed here. The complete mixture is subsequently put into mixture machine where cocoa powder, milk powder are combined, and interestingly, it is followed by the flavoring of the mixture. So this point has also been taken that cocoa powder, milk powder are added in the mixture of these two things. They are put into the mixture machine, and it also goes for flavoring that I have written. Interestingly, it is followed by the flavoring of the mixture. Let's see that how the things go here. And now we are reaching to the stage of storage tank. Here they are saying that homogeneous mixture pump for cooling. Let's see. Uh, quite evidently means quite clearly. Quite evidently, the storage tank after cooling the homogeneous mixture pumps the material to processing machine. This is, we are talking about processing machine where the mixture is given. They are saying that desired shapes and types. So where the mixture is given the preferred shapes. So we have covered these two stages here. Let's read it again carefully. Quite evidently, the storage tank, after cooling the homogeneous mixture, pumps the material to the processing machine. This homogeneous mixture is cooled here and then it is pumped to the processing machine where the chocolate material is given proper shapes and preferred shapes, and they are also made in different types. And then, dear learners, I think that we are at now the last stages where we are talking about automatic wrapping. The shaped and the finished products are automatically wrapped and manual packing shipping to the market. So let's see that how these two things are covered here. Before reaching the final stage means we are talking about this part. We are talking about this part. Before reaching the final phase, the finished product is automatically wrapped. Yes, it is being wrapped here. And eventually means now we are talking about final part. final stage. Eventually, they are boxed manually. So this is they are saying that shipping to the market, manual packing. Manual packing means they are boxed. So eventually they are boxed manually, and the whole process accomplished here when the chocolate packets are shipped uh, for the marketing, and the process is ending here because the packets are going to the market. The packets are being shipped to the market for their sale. So, dear learner, you can see that the process started with cleaning and roasting. After that, there was a time of grinding and refining, and the mixture of this mixture, along with the mixture with the sugar granules, were weighed, and in the next stage, they are combined with the cocoa powder, milk powder, and flavor in the storage tank. This homogeneous mixture is cooled. We should stay in present. Is cooled, and in the processing machines, proper shapes and types are given to the material, and automatic wrapping makes the thing ready. And finally, this wrapped material is boxed and they are shipped to the market. So the whole process arrows have helped us, and we could write a complete report on it. And now comes the stage where we are going to conclude our writing. And as in the beginning I have I had told you that overall analysis makes the thing quite impressive and quite effective. Time to read the overall analysis. Overall analysis reveals that there is a systematic process of chocolate making, and the desired flavored and shaped chocolate packets reach the market after passing through some very crucial stages. So, dear learners, because by the time we have got the complete information that what exactly the process, how exactly the process has ended here, so we would be in a better condition to give our overall analysis. Overall analysis, we are confidently telling that this is a systematic process of making chocolate. Another information that we are having is that desired flavors and shaped chocolates come to market as a final product, and then they are at that time they are ready for shipping to the market, and all the stages that this process has gone through, all the steps were important. If you are writing analysis, in the end you would be having a really good content with you to describe the things in brief. You can go for terse and telling overall analysis, and even if you are ending if you are giving overview in the beginning, and you after writing the complete report, the complete process, if you are ending, it would be an abrupt end. We should have something to say in the end too. We should not end up our writing abruptly. So this is the reason I advise you to go for overall analysis. So, dear learners, this is the complete setup that will appear when you put the things together, and it is going in 3 paragraphs. It was introduction, then complete process report, and finally our analysis, that is our conclusion, but we call it overall analysis. So this is done for today, and I believe that you liked this video. This was quite informative, and must go for some graph writings must go for some chat writing, and keep all the rules and the points in your mind. It will help you. See you next time. Till then, take care and keep learning.